Okay. Likutei Halacha, Silchas Bircot Hashachar Halacha Hey. So we said that Kriyat Shema we're holding in the middle of Seif Mem Gimel. So, by the way, I just want in Ma'amar Musgar, as they said, parenthetically.
Okay.
Which means in a little chupchikas. Okay, I want to tell you, parenthetically, a sidebar, I wanted to tell you that the thing that you're going on with your car, and with different kind of things, is you have to understand that we just learned Torah Vav. And one of the things that you need to understand, that what you're learning here with me and what I'm learning here with you is not theory. Okay? We're learning reality, all right? And I'm telling you, when you're getting into Avodas Hashem, you know that, there are going to be difficulties and this and that. The point is, but you really, not you, somebody might, whatever, think that the Samech Mem is going to hold your coat and cheer you on. Well, surprise. He's not going to do that. All right? Now, the thing is that the derech of the Samech Mem is that he shtochs you where you don't want to be shtocht. Truth is, we don't shtocht anywhere. But the point is that he has, he's like a husband and a wife that know how to shtoch each other exactly where it hurts with a word, with a look sometimes, it's like a different person wouldn't know. What did he say? What did she say? Bull, just that, the trigger, just exactly right. Samech Mem is also like that. The point is that you have to understand. Either you're a go-getter and you are a tycoon, or you want to be. Talk about spiritually.
Yeah.
No, we're not here to waste our time. Either you're a tycoon, which means you go into it head on with a strong heart, and whatever comes, you realize this is it. Yeah, this is it. This is it. This is what he's talking about. You connect everything to HaKadosh Baruch Hu immediately. It's an up and down, but this is what he said. We'll learn over here, which is a sometimes, what I'm talking about, the final Tahara comes, after the final setting of the sun. In other words, after the last day. You have to understand that we're talking about a real thing over here. It's not like I'm into this Breslov thing. It's not that. This is a career. This is a life-changing decision. And the more you get into it, the minute that the Yetzirah realizes that you mean business, he's going to look at you. He's going to look at you. There's no way that you could just, that's it. You don't go into Gan Eden in a Cadillac. Remember, that's the
Cadillac.
It's my expression. That's a Grundmanism. It's a Grundmanism.
Yeah. El Dorado.
So we said the Kriyat Shema is connected. First of all, Parshat Shema is connected Pesach. We know the Kodesh Baruch Hu is a Melech. All right, but since we still don't know how to serve him. Okay, so you have Parshat Vayayim Shamoah. This is Yitil the mitzvahs. The mitzvahs we're supposed to do, the Torah, the mitzvahs, whatever it is, and then, this is how we know what the Kodesh Baruch Hu. This is B'chinas Shavuos. This is B'chinas Shavuos. It says V'chol Zeh. He says Zoichen al Tzedakah. In order for to know, to the Kodesh Baruch Hu is our Melech, and that we know what to do with it, we have the courage to actually do it and fulfill it. This we are Zoichen through the Tzedakah. If you remember, the 3 holidays of the year are the illuminating our portals that shine the divine favor, the divine will. You know, that's the and all this is through the so you have the minute that the Ratzon is being Misgala, in other words, that you see and that Kodesh Baruch is the one that runs the world. You know, then comes the Hawkings and the whatever it is and all the philosophers. Guys, excuse me, Avrami, it's disturbing.
What's disturbing?
This Galus Ratzon, there's a revelation of Ratzon that comes about. So come the philosophers, the scientists, whatever it is, and says no, there's no Ratzon, there's nature, v'chulu, v'chulu, v'chulu. So now afterwards there's a more Gilui of Gilui Ratzon, with Tzadikim, the Yom Tov and everything. And again, there's another Gabris, there's another surge, you know, from the Samech Mem that puts in a suffix. Yeah, but maybe not. You know, so maybe this time Kodesh Baruch is not going to save me. Maybe this time, you know, maybe this is beyond him. Maybe this is like, I mean, there's no way of getting out of this one. You know, the Kodesh Baruch cannot do the Kiviyachol Chas v'Chalila. And the last thing that does is that tzedakah. You're doing tzedakah, that's the thing that brings it down. It says, all this you're zecher through the tzedakah, as we said over there. That's why in all the Yomim Tovim, b'chol ha'regalim chavim b'yoyset and tzedakah. As it said, in all the regalim you have to give tzedakah more than any other time. K'mo shekosu v'samachta lifnei Hashem Elokecha, and you should rejoice before Hashem, your God. Atar v'incha v'nech v'ager v'yasom v'almono. You know, and all the poor people in your. If you make mine happy, I will make yours happy as well. Then you have to multiply with a lot of korbanos. It says you should not feed the face of Hashem empty-handed. Ish, you know, every person to the gift of his hand. The korbanos are the gift. Excuse me. Hello. We need peace and quiet over here, please, everybody. Because the korbanos are the generosity of the Haknat Tzedakah. It is the the utterance of your lips you should keep. Shenemar al korbanos. It says ad beficha. See the word of beficha. What is beficha? That's tzedakah. As Chazal said, because in the regalim we have to call the ratzon. We have to call the revelation of HaKadosh Baruch Hu's authority with the galoisei. That's why then you have to be in Rabbi Mitzdoika in tzedakah more than at any other time. Even though this is Shavuos, this Kabbalah Satira, Chazu v'Kilkila, they are Erev Rav. You know, they came back and they blemished against with the Erev Rav, Bechet HaEgel, in the sin of the golden calf. Shu Avodah Zarah. That's Avodah Zarah. This is Kfirus. This is heresy. Shenim Shech HaMetzach HaNachash. This comes from what we said, from the brazenness of the Nachash, from the forehead of the Nachash. Vayikya, there's fakers and all. The main thing is through these doubts. You know, you're coming through these situations that you're just having a bad time, you're not really on top of things, and you feel a little down, whatever it is, and boom, there he hits you. And this is where the doubts come in. You know, maybe. Yeah, he takes the time when you die, kicks you when you're down. Yeah. You know, when you're dispirited, you're this, you're not so sure, you know, you thought you're going to have it. Yeah, you realize there would, you know, that there were trial tribulations, but you didn't actually mean there will be trial tribulations. You know, there'll be like, you know, romantic trial and tribulations like they have in the books, you know, in Harry Potter or whatever, you know, it's like, you know, but not, you know, but not in, you know, somebody come to you in shul and pushing you or saying something about the fact that you're a breastlover. That's like, it's not that, and it's like a, or even so, if it's somebody in shul, when you come home and your kid, checkers with you, and you blow up. Oh, whoa, where's Yishma? For my kid? For my wife? We're talking about real things. And they came back and they surged again to drop doubts in the Ratzon that everything is willfully run by Hashem. This man Moshe lo yadanu ma'eloi. We didn't know what happened to him. The main tikkun was in Elul. When was the final time of the final tikkun? When Moshe Rabbeinu really got everything squared away, the Bircot revealed his face to him with the 13 meters of mercy, of compassion, which correspond to the 13 rectification of the beard, of Atiko Kadisha, of the Kesel, which is Pidyon Elyon. When was this arrived at? It was 40 days. It started in Rosh Chodesh Elul and finalized on Yom Kippur. Salachti kidvarecha. כי עיקר התיקון היה באלול, ובתשרי ב-40 ימים האחרונים מאלול עד יום כיפור, שהם ימי רוצן. These are the days of רוצן. These are the day of will. The days of favor. עד שבסוכות ושנה רבה, then when you come already to סוכות ושנה רבה, שמיני עצרס, נגמר התיקון בכל שנה. This is the end of the tikun of the entire year. בסוכות, רגע שלישי. Sukkot is already the third. So from Shavuos, the brazenness of the snake of the Nachash still came in, still put Sfeikus in. Yeah. But then you had Yemei Rotzon of Elul culminating in Yom Kippur. That was the final tikkun HaRotzon with Tzedakah and everything else. Then comes Sukkot, Regel Shlishi, Gemara Sholosh. That's the end of the three regalim. This is the last pasha in Kirishma. Shu Pashas Tzitzis. This is the pasha that talks about making tzitzis on your garments. Shem Tikun HaLevushim. This is the rectification of the levushim. Shu B'chinas Sukkos Anon Koven. This is the tabernacles. We're talking about the clouds of honor. These are the clouds that reveal the honor of Hashem. You can see from I put a cloud, a garment. That's the end of the tikkun. That's the final, the finishing touch, as they say, on the tikkun, which is accomplished through ribuy tzedakah, through the bringing on a lot of tzedakah. That's the reason why in Sukkot mechuyovim le'arbos bekorbanos. Dafka in Sukkot, you have the most korbanos from all the year. Every single day you give these 70 oxen against all the nations in the world. It's tzedakah, shabbat tzedakah. V'chula all around. And that's the point. And if you made a nader and you didn't pay it, and sure you say you're going to pay for a million, sure you didn't pay it, it's the time where are you already over. Well, you should not default on Yom Adorim, on Sukkot. That's the time. That's the Gemara Tikkun. The Tikkun of the Tzedakah, because Sukkot is ribuy tzedakah. The Sukkot represents the abundance of charity. B'chinas korbanos. This is the korban. Ki az kitzrichim la'abos b'tzedakah me'oid la'aniyim agunim. You have to give in a lot of tzedakah to proper, to honest, to kosher poor yiddish kedel chazek haos b'chol pam shelo yatir liot sofek. To strengthen the will every single time that should not doubt anything. Don't doubt anything. Because zeu b'chinas tzitzis, all this is the aspect of tzitzis, the principle of tzitzis. Shem tikun levushim, that's the rectification of the garments. B'chinas tzedakah, as we said, tzedek lavashtem yal misheni, I have worn justice, and charity, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, clothed me. V'al ken al pirov, that's the reason why, on most times, when the pasuk, calls your attention to the fact that you have to give tzedakah, mazkir dachkus ha'oni belevusha v'ksusay. He mentions the poverty of the impoverished, dafka, with the fact he doesn't have clothes. Dafka there. Moshe Kozov ki ksusay levada. This is his garment alone. That's his similar, that's his garment, to his skin. And he also says, and he will sleep in his garment, in his sheet, and he will bless you. And also in Yeshayahu, he says, if you are tzedakah man, what does it mean? If you see somebody who is naked, and you will, and you will cover him, you will clothe him. Eov said, and he says, I've never, I always give tzedakah. What does he say? I always give tzedakah. If I would see somebody that doesn't have a levush, I gave to him. In a lot of different places. And it says in Tehillim, it says, tefillah le'oni ki atof. What is tefillah le'oni? That covers himself up, and davens the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Again, he's putting the garment on him. It says, it calls poverty and constraints yatifa, covering, in wrapping around himself. He doesn't have what to cover himself with. Only what? But he covered himself up with his troubles and with his pressuredness and with his poverty. כמו שפרש אדוננו מורנו ורבינו זיכרונו לברכה על הפסוק נפשם בהם תסעטוף, their soul will huddle within them, שמסעטף מנהו that the poor person covers himself by himself, like he covers his neshama with his guf כביכול. וגם הדחקוס והניאס במזוינס, also even shortness of the oni in food. Mechana b'shem atifa is also called atifuk. It is the atufim arav and migigles echo. Those that are clothed in hunger. And he explains. What the tzedakah does, the tzedakah elevates the damage that was caused through when the awareness fell, when the awareness of the Zakanim, the elders, they don't keep on adding sanctity and holiness every single day. Because the thing is like this, we don't realize, but our point of view, especially for people that are into Avodas Hashem, is an extremely sensitive thing, and it changes very easily. We gain and lose emunah depending on our choices. The kind of choices we make, that's what happens to our emunah. Almost on a daily basis, sometimes a few times a day. The minute, like my wife and I are talking about moving to bed. Why move to bed? Hashem, I've Chaverim over here and everything. What's because it's a point of view. For me, I'm not talking about anybody else. Every person has to be natural and normal, with who he is. But the point is that for me personally, it got to the point that to continue living over here, I mean, we have to leave here, So my wife said, let's move to Gimel. Gimel promises to be another Aleph, kind of an Aleph kind of thing. I said, I don't want it anymore. I don't want it anymore for me personally because I feel that for me personally, it's not for somebody else. For somebody else, it might be a very, very wrong decision, to do what it is that I'm doing. I'm talking about me personally. To be an Alepher, is if I'm saying, well, it's fine, it's good. You don't need any more than that. Don't go. You don't have to go crazy, which is true. You don't have to go crazy. You don't need the lavut. You don't need all these things. You don't need the shtreimel. You don't need the simcha until today. And he had a shtreimel and he sold it. His son, when his son got married, he bought his father's shtreimel. He went to his son who lives in America. So I told you bought him a shtreimel. Everybody will be there. His father's not wearing a shtreimel. People think it's funny. So why do a shtreimel? So I started sitting with a shtreimel. When he came back to Israel, he sold the shtreimel. There's no need. So these kind of things are not, I remember in the very, very beginning, Rav Cheshin had one of the people that used to come to him, was a guy, with a kippah sruga guy. He was a very straight, very eloquent. People liked him a lot. People used to say, and he was a shaved guy, had a little mustache, whatever. People used to say, why don't you, put on the lavush, the long Greco, and he just kept on him. People liked him. He's everything. Not tzarich. There's no need. I had once a conversation with a friend of mine. Huh?
I'm moving to base. Finish that part.
I'll get there.
Okay.
I'll get there. I have to be, I have to be very, so that what I say, what I don't say, it's not a, no.
Let them hear.
It's a nekuda that you have to be. Like, for instance, I used to say Torah by Karlebach Shul every Shabbos. Yeah. And there was a shaila, maybe I'll be the Rav over there. There was a, but I realized that it's not for me.
Yeah.
It was a little more loosey goosey. People needed to get high every once in a while, whatever it is. Not everybody can move on, but some people. But it's for people who need a specific kind of, freedom to roam kind of thing. And this is where they are, And for a while I was there and I participated. And then, Baruch Hashem, I realized that it wasn't right for me anymore. I needed to move on, and I moved to Ashkodesh. It was no, but the point is that
You.
I even forgot what it is that I wanted to say when I digressed. In other words, I lost the digression.
Should we go back to...
No. It's okay. So, yeah, so there's a friend of mine in America, his father is a Rebbe. Full-fledged Rebbe, the whole thing.
A rebel, yeah.
Yeah,
Admor, yeah.
Admor. And his son, very, very good-looking young man, very tichtig, very energetic. He went into insurance, and he made a nice, very nice round beard. He's a very handsome man. He had this, he was making nice money. He was making money. He was already thinking about buying a boat. It was like he was making serious money. And what they were doing at the time, I think they were buying insurance policies of old people. You know, this kind of macher thinking, whatever it is that they would get old people insured. And there was a whole market with these insurance policies.
Cash out. Right.
Whatever it is, and he made a lot of money. He got also a little mixed up with the law, and it was just inevitable. This is, when it's too good to be true, and it's still good to be true, right? So he used to come to my shul, and we got together, whatever it is, and he was very rebellious, very. And he came to me. I told you the story once before, but I'll say it again. Because I have a limited number of stories. So he came to me and he said, "Listen, I want to ask you, do you figure that I should grow my beard again?" Well, so I said, "That depends." I said, "Depends on what?" I said, "Depends if you want to be serious about Avodas Hashem or not." I said, "If you're not serious about Avodas Hashem, then yeah, you should let your beard grow. It'll keep you out of trouble. Because what you can go with a short, trim beard, the places you can go with a trim beard are not the same place you can go with a long beard, right? So so if you're not serious about Avodas Hashem, if you're serious about Avodas Hashem, then you don't bother. Just keep it. You can keep it short." So he says, "Whoa, this should be the opposite." I said, "No." And then I told him, if you're not serious, the long beard will guard you. If you're serious, the Yetzer Hara is going to attack you. You're a good-looking guy. You're going to have a certain dip. Once you start Avodas Hashem seriously, the Samach Mem is going to attack you. Okay? He's going to catch you on one of those days when you're feeling really, really low. You look yourself in the mirror with the long beard and get really upset with yourself. You'll be disgusted the way you look. So that I don't need the whole thing, and then I'll come back, and then you'll fall more than you ever were before. So keep it. At a certain time, I'll be ready for the long beard. It'll grow. Don't worry, the beard doesn't stop growing. And he let his beard grow. Not because he wasn't interested in Avodas Hashem. He said because that answer took the wind out of his sail. Because he was ready for me to say, yeah, you should grow the beard, and his rebelliousness would come, why do I have to, blah, 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 blah. And I went exactly the opposite. Because the truth is the opposite. But there's a certain time that you feel that you have advanced, and you need things differently. A person Maimon used to be shaved, used to be clean shaven. Clean shaven. I don't think he was even wearing a hat. Baruch Hashem today with the beard, with the shtreimel, the whole. Yeah. Because he's a real man. He's a real person, and he does it, as it goes along. When you're not adding kedusha every single day, you're losing ground. Your das, your awareness, loses this direct connection with the Kodesh Baruch Hu. You're starting to settle for less. You're starting to. This is the source of spirituality where the scientists are getting their highest from the kedusha. This is where the siphon, siphon, whatever you call it. Siphon. Well, they siphon off the longevity from the highest from the kedusha. But the tzedakah elevates the pgam. The tzedakah elevates the pgam, the filas hadas of the days that fell through the skenim that have no perfection. As he says over there, misham, from there is the siphons, the brazenness of the snake. Chochmas hateva, the sciences, the natural sciences are in sham. Ki ikir pgam kol chochmas roes shelach me'hateva. The main damage that is caused by all the bitter sciences of the natural scientists comes from pgam levushin. It comes from the pgam of the garments. על ידי שפגמו במצוות התורה שכולה בבחינת לבושים וצמצומים v'kelim v'kabel al yadodam hasogos v'tzon yisborach. When you do a mitzvah, it changes your state of mind. Besides the kedusha that it adds to your neshama, besides the additions it does to you on a much, much higher level, what it does is it changes your perspective, because you always, always, always perceive the world through the filters of your mind. And the Torah and mitzvahs change your perspective. Every mitzvah that you do does a little minute change to your perspective. A little more. Same thing as an Avera. Every Avera, every kind of like, okay, it's okay. You know, like the famous joke, you know, like a person that won the lottery, that they say, what are you going to do with the money? So he says, I'm going to pay some debts, you know. So he says, oh, Rebbe, what are you going to do with the rest? He says, the rest will have to wait. It's like, you know, it's like every single mitzvah changes your perception, just a tiny dash. And these are all mitzvahs Torah, which is every single one is a levush, is a garment, it's a receptacle, it's a faculty, it's a keli, it's a receptacle to receive awareness, das, of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And when a person is pogam in the mitzvahs Torah, which are all levushim and tzimtzumim v'kelim, these are all garments and constrictions and vessels, the kabel al yodam asagas v'tzonis, to perceive through them the asaga of the will of Hashem. It's the will of Hashem that runs the world. That's it. But for the sake of bechira, for choice, and for the existence of the world, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu hid his ratzon in many kinds of concealments, a concealment for concealment. וצריכים לעשות כמה וכמה לבושים קדושים. You have to do multiple holy garments, holy faculties, holy receptacles על the mitzvahs of Torah, by doing the mitzvahs of Torah, כדי להשיג על ידם האור הסרוצן העליון, in order to receive through them the light of the supernal will. כי מבחינת הרוצן בעצמו אי אפשר לקבל. The main rotzen itself you cannot receive. It's like you cannot get electricity. You can't receive electricity naked. It has to be sheathed. It has to go through kalim. Then you can do everything with it. You know, but by in itself, you know, a lightning, which is free roaming electricity, you know, is a jolt that, you know, that nothing can survive. You can only see because the light, the abundance of light causes the shattering of the vessels. The abundance of oil, if you put too much oil, you know, you have a candle burning, you pour oil on it, it flashes out through the candle. This is where all the mistakes and the heresies of the scientists, this is where they come from the filth of Nachash HaKadmoni, of the primordial snake, in Metzach HaNachash, the brazenness of the Nachash. That what? You want to say, understand HaKadosh Baruch Hu immediately, you know, 1, 2, 3, the entire Torah, Regel Achas, everything I want it, and I want it now. But this you need Levushim. But Hashem will continue this tomorrow. No, we did not.